Doula work is incredible because you can have your littles at home with you, or you can be doing other paid labor, all the other things we juggle in our lives. So if you're thinking about a doula training, but your brain is like full of these half answers or, Instagram sound bites, let's slow this way down for you, because most people don't actually know what a doula does day by day. And that confusion is kind of what makes this whole thing feel really overwhelming. So let's get into it. As a birth doula, you're doing 3 things simultaneously during the months you are taking clients. Now, I do want to make a couple notes here. One is you don't have to take clients every month. You get to design your own schedule, which is what is really amazing about this work. So if you have a partner and they might be off in the summer, that might be a great time for you to take a lot of clients because you have consistent childcare, or that might be a time that you also want to be off with your partner so you don't take any clients. And if you don't like being on call around the holidays, that's cool too. You can, be off call during that time. But for the 3 things that you will be needing to do when you are on call, we have 3 levers. And the first one is connecting. And this is really how you're going to keep that client train going and have folks know that you exist. And you can do this in lots of different ways. But the first one is really word of mouth being your best friend as a doula. But another really important one is also community building. This is key for you, knowing who is working and what businesses are available and what services are available in the service area that you'll be working within. So we actually can teach you how to do this off social media. So for those of you who are not tech savvy, you are going to like this, because building actually a really strong, sustainable doula business, you don't actually need tech. You could technically do this without a website. I've been operating essentially for the last 1.5 years without a website, and I've had all the clients that I would like to have for my roster. So I would leave 1 day a week available for you to be doing this connecting work. And this can be split up. You can be doing a little bit each day, or you can be reserving this to, something you do on the weekends. And depending on the age of your little one or little ones, if you have them, they can actually be going with you when you are meeting shop owners, or when you're introducing yourself to the local midwives. Having folks see who you are and like in all your glory with your little ones in tow. Again, I would make sure that you have kids that are, going to have success, I should say, when you're dragging them around to various businesses and, clinics and those sorts of things. But this is a great way that you can kind of spread this out through your week as well. Okay, so now we're going on to lever number 2, and this is preparing your current clients. So you'll be doing community building and connecting, and then you're also going to be preparing your current clients who are waiting for their due date to come and their birth date. So you're going to have clients that you're going to be following through their pregnancies, for those of you doing birth doula work. And so you're going to be getting emails and texts, answering those pregnancy related questions, or getting them ready for their appointments or their tests or screens that are coming up. You're also going to be doing your prenatal appointments, and they're about 2 hours long. And most doulas offer 2 to 3 with their birth doula packages. These can be done virtually. So pro tip here, this means you can still be working from home. Or you could be, going to their place or to somewhere that you've predetermined and that is comfortable for you all, because sometimes you'll be doing some positions and breathing and that kind of stuff. So you do want to make sure it's, set up for you to be doing that kind of care for your prenatal. Now we're on to the third part. And this is the being on call and supporting your clients when they go into labor. And this is what everybody's waiting for when they go into birth doula work. It's that moment that you get that text message or that phone call with your client saying that they think this is it. Spoiler alert, they usually happen between 2 and 4 in the morning. I found that pretty consistently over my last 15 years of being a doula. Oh, actually, it's 18 years now of being a doula. And so if you're taking 1 to 2 clients a month, this means you're going to be out of the house for those days, and you'll need to get care lined up for those, 1 to 2 days that your clients are in labor, or that you're supporting them through their operative birth or whatever their birth plan is. But what I want you to notice about these 3 levers, which is the connecting, this is the supporting, and this is when you're actually with your client, or the educating and then the supporting when you're actually with your clients, that you get to schedule your prenatal appointments and you get to answer texts and stuff or calls or emails, like wherever you are. That's like, pants optional, like in the morning or whenever you get those bits of communications from your clients. And then the births are the kind of like, you don't know when they're going to happen, but those are when you're out of the house. So this means that you have a lot of time with your kids, or again, your pets, your parents, volunteer work, other paid labor, whatever you're doing. So, but a doula is not just someone that shows up at a birth. Your day-to-day work does include client communication, emotional support for your clients, that education piece, which is really important, boundary setting. Oh boy, I learned this the hard way. Documentation, follow-up, referrals, that community building piece. So birth is just one part of the job, and research on care work, it shows that constantly showing up, that emotional labor, those relational skills, that actually is what makes up the majority of the work that we are doing. And that's why a good doula training focuses on the communication and the presence, not just those techniques and, understanding the stages and phases of labor. Important to know, obviously. And so if you are overwhelmed right now, it is probably because you have been shown kind of like the highlight reel of beautiful birth videos, but not the actual work. So the next question people always ask is, okay, but how do I actually start? And in this next video, I'm going to walk you through how to become a doula step by step.